Hello there. How's it going? Well, I went out to the inn last night and there's the Jarls little boys are acting strange, I hear, so I'm gonna be checking that out today. But right now I'm gonna read a book. The volume 2 of 2920 Sun's Dawn. Sun's Dawn, Book 2 of 2920, The Last Year of the First Era, by Karlovac Townway. Third Sun's Dawn 2920. The Isle of Artium, Somerset. Sothasil watched the initiates float one by one up to the awesome tree, taking a fruit or a flower from its high branches before dropping back to the ground with varying degrees of grace. He took a moment while nodding his head in approval to admire the day. The whitewashed statue of SKYRIM, which the great mage was said to have posed for in ancient days, stood at the precipice of the cliff overlooking the bay. Pale purple pescador flowers waves to and fro in the gentle breeze. Beyond, ocean and the misty border between Artium and the main island of Somerset. By and large, acceptable, he proclaimed as the last student dropped her fruit in his hand. With the wave of his hand, the fruit and flowers were back in the tree. With another wave, the students had formed into position in a semicircle around the sorcerer. He pulled a small fibrous ball, about a foot in diameter from his white robes. "What is this?" The students understood this test. It asked them to cast a spell of identification on the mysterious object. Each initiate closed his or her eyes and imagined the ball in the realm of the universal truth. Its energy had a unique resonance, as all physical and spiritual matter does. A negative aspect, a duplicate version, relative past, true meaning, a song in the cosmos, a texture in the fabric of space, a facet being that has always existed and always will exist. "A ball," said a young Nord named Wellig, which brought giggles from some of the younger initiates, but a frown from most, including Sothasil. "If you must be stupid, at least be amusing," growled the sorcerer, and then looked at the lad, a young, dark-haired Altmer lass who looked confused. "Lalatha, do you know?" "It's Grom," said Lalatha, uncertainly. "What the drew, meth after they've Caravanism, but very good nonetheless," said Sothasil. "Now tell me, what does that mean?" "I don't know," admitted Lalatha. The rest of the students also shook their heads. "There are layers to understanding all things," said Sothasil. "The common man looks at the object and fits it into a place in his way of thinking. Those skilled in the old ways, in the way of the Jezik, in mythicism, can see an object and identify it by its proper role. But one more layer is needed to be peeled back to achieve understanding. You must identify the object by its role and its truth and interpret that meaning. In this case, this ball is indeed Grom, which is a substance created by the Drew, an underwater race in the north and western parts of the continent. For 1 year of their life, they undergo Carvanism, when they walk upon the land. Following that, they return to water and meth, or devour the skin and organs they needed for land dwelling. Then they vomit it up into little balls like this." Grom drew vomit. The students looked at the ball a little queasily. Sothasil always loved this lesson. Fourth of Sun's Dawn. The Imperial City, Cyrodiil. "Spies," muttered the Emperor. sitting in his bath, staring at a lump on his foot. All around me, traitors and spies. His mistress, Rizha, washed his back, her legs, wrapped around his waist. She knew after all these many years when to be sensual and when to be sexual. And when he was in a mood like this, it was best to be calmly, soothingly, seductively sensual, and not to say a word unless he asked her a direct question, which he did. What do you think when a fellow steps on His Imperial Majesty's foot and says, "I'm sorry, Your Imperial Majesty"? Don't you think, "Pardon me, Your Imperial Majesty," is more appropriate? I'm sorry. Well, that almost sounds like the bastard Argonian was sorry. I am His Imperial Majesty. That he hopes we lose the war with Morrowind. That's what it sounds like. Excuse me. What would make you feel better? Asked Risa. Would you like him flogged? He is only, as you say, the battle chief of Soul Rest. It would teach him to mind where he's stepping. My father would have flogged him. My grandfather would have had him killed, the Emperor grumbled. But I don't mind if they all step on my feet, provided they respect me and don't plot against me. You must trust someone. Only you, smiled the Emperor, turning slightly to give Rizha a kiss. And my son Ulik. I suppose, though, I wish he were a little more cautious. And your council and the potentate asked Rizha. A pack of spies and a snake, laughed the Emperor, kissing his mistress again. As they began to make love, he whispered, as long as you're true, I can handle the world. 13th Sun's Dawn. Mournhold Morrowind. Turala stood at the black, bejeweled city gates. A wind howled around her, but she felt nothing. The Duke had been furious upon hearing his favorite mistress was pregnant and cast her from his sight. She tried again and again to see him, but his guards turned her away. Finally, she returned to her family and told the truth. If only she had lied and told them she did not know who the father was. A soldier, a wandering adventurer, anyone. But she told them that the father was the Duke, a member of the house in Doril. And they did what she knew they would have to do as proud members of the House Redorn. Upon her hand was burned the sign of expulsion. Her weeping father had branded on her, but the Duke's cruelty hurt her far more. She looked out the gate and into the wide winter plains, twisted, sleeping trees and skies without birds. No one in Morrowind would take her in now. She must go far away. With slow, sad steps, she began her journey. 16th of Sun's Dawn. The Suncall, Anakina, modern-day Alcir. What troubles you? Asked Queen Hassama, noticing her husband's sour mood. At the end of most lovers' days, he was in an excellent mood, dancing in the ballroom with all the guests. But tonight, he retired early. When she found him, he was curled in the bed, frowning. That blasted bard's tale about Paldor and Alasa put me in a rotten state, he growled. Why did he have to be so depressing? But isn't that the truth of the tale, my dear? Weren't they doomed because of the cruel nature of the world? It doesn't matter what the truth is. He did a rotten job telling a rotten tale, and I'm not going to let him do it any more. King Drozzle sprang from the bed. His eyes were roomy with tears. Where did they say he was from again? I believe Cleverdale and easternmost Valenwood, said the Queen, shaken. My husband, what are you going to do? Drozzle was out of the room in a single spring, bounding up the stairs to his tower. If Queen Asama knew what her husband was going to do, she did not try to stop him. He had been erratic of late, prone to fits and even occasional seizures. But she never suspected the depths of his madness, and his loathing for the bard and his tale of the wickedness and the perversity found in mortal man. 19th Sun's Dawn. Gilverdale, Valenwood. Listen to me again, said the old carpenter. If cell 3 holds worthless brass, then cell 2 holds the gold key. If cell 1 holds the gold key, then cell 3 hold worthless brass. If cell 2 holds worthless brass, then cell 1 holds the gold key. I understand, said the lady. You told me, and so cell 1 holds the gold key, right? No, said the carpenter. Let me start from the top. Mama, said the little boy, pulling on his mother's sleeve. Just one moment, dear. Mother's talking, she said, concentrating on the riddle. You said cell 3 holds the golden key if cell 2 holds worthless brass, right? No, said the carpenter patiently. Cell 3 holds worthless brass if cell 2... Mama, cried the boy. His mother finally looked. A bright red mist was pouring over the town in a wave, engulfing building after building in its wake. Striding before her was a red-skinned giant, the Daedra Molag Bal. He was smiling. 29th Sun's Dawn, Gilverdale, Valenwood. Amalexia stopped her steed in the vast mirror of mud to let him drink from the river. He refused to, even seemed repelled by the water. It struck her as odd. They had been making excellent time from Mournhold, and surely he must be thirsty. She dismounted and joined her retinue. Where are we now? She asked. One of her ladies pulled out a map. I thought we were approaching a town called Gilverdale. Amalexia closed her eyes and opened them again quickly. The vision was too much to bear. As her followers watched, she picked up a piece of brick and a fragment of bone and clutched them to her heart. We must continue on to Artium, she said quietly. The year continues in first seed. Oh, first seed. That's the end of the book. Alright, I'm gonna go figure out what's going on with the Jarls' little kids here.
You couldn't possibly be the Dragonborn of legend, could you?
I have no idea.
You're the best. Can you be my father?
Here's your gold piece.
Oh, thank you. Divines, bless your kind heart.
Fancy yourself an alchemist, huh? Never could get the hang of that.
Mortality. Now, walk among the stars.
You look tired, friend. The Bannered Mare has beds for rent.
I'm gonna check my active. Just to update you on it, it says they're gonna ask about Balgruff's strange children.
Another wanderer, here to lick my father's boots. Good job.
Are you the strange one? Wake up.
May the gods watch over your battles, friend.
Yeah, I've heard there's trouble with your children.
Yes, my youngest son. He's a dark child. I don't know what to do with him. He was always a quiet lad, but lately, something has changed. He's become brooding, violent. He won't say a word to me, but I don't know how I upset him. If you could speak to him, draw out the truth, I would be immensely grateful.
Okay, I'll do that. You get back to sleep. These are expensive. I think they're getting new ones, so they told me to take them. Oh wow. No, I'm not gonna steal that. No, I better not. Wow. Whoa. Never been out here before. Oh, cool. Whoa. Hello?
Some advice, friend. That armor won't offer much protection in a real fight.
Yeah, I'm not fighting, am I? Wanna fight, buddy? Sorry, you're hinting at?
You need to leave.
Who said that?
Hey, get out of here. You need to leave.
I haven't stolen nothing.
You need to leave. You need to leave. Hey, get out of here.
Who's saying that?
All this standing around is rubbish. We should be taking the fight to the Stormcloaks.
Yeah.
You need to leave.
Hey, you. What are you doing?
You need to leave.
What's wrong?
Absurd that you can't cook good sweet rolls in the skeever hole of a city. Hey, get out of here. You need to leave. You need to leave.
Go fiddling with any locks around here, we're going to have a real problem.
Oh, really?
Hey, get out of here.
I'm not a man. I'm a weapon in human form. Just unsheath me and point me at the enemy.
You need to leave.
My brother takes counsel from Proventus Avenici. What a laugh. He takes counsel from his daughter, and she's a bloody blacksmith.
Get out of here. You need to leave. You need to leave. You need to leave. You need to leave. You need to leave.
You need to leave. Hey, buddy.
You need to
Another wanderer, here to lick my father's boots. Good job.
Hey, get out of here. You need to leave.
Where is she?
You need to leave. You need to leave. You need to leave.
Don't suppose you'd enchant my sword. That old blade can barely cut butter.
Get out of here.
Another wanderer, here to lick my father's boots. Good job.
You need to leave.
Why? Why? Well, yeah. So, it's the whispering door, I guess I gotta do. Find out what's wrong with Nelk here. Well, that's what I'll be doing. I'm gonna go home and get some rest. Hey.
Looking to do some hunting, eh? Avoid Brittleshin Pass. It's southeast of here.
Okay.
Watch the skies, traveler. Oh, friend.
patron of the great clan Battleborn. A name I'm sure you know well.
Alright, I'll see you in the morning. Good night.